again. Hi, this is Giorgiana. Nice to meet you again. I'm sorry for not being live with you this time. I had some problems, so I will present to you two stories. And even though the moment you will watch the story, I will not actually be with you. In my heart, I will be there. This is Romania. This is Arad, my hometown. I'm Giorgiana Elena Popan. I'm a storyteller and an actress. I will tell you first of all a story that I wrote, and then a fairy tale, a classical basm we call it in Romania, which has a lot of to do with traditions and with life, usual life, daily life in the peasants' world in Romania back in the old times. So, first of all, because I like to do this game all the time, we have to do a little bit of warm-up, okay? So you just imagine yourself, you're like a little horse that is running like this, and then just do what I do, okay? It's easy. My horse usually has a very funny and silly name. This time it's called Chupi Chupi. And then we can go. Let's do this. Go, 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 go. And we have to jump whenever I say clap, clap, clap. 1, 2. Okay. And we have to do like a queen. And like a king, Your Majesty. And like girls. And like boys. Whoo, 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 whoo. Okay. And like a photographer. Okay, jump, jump, jump. 1, 2, 3, and we're done. Okay, now you have to do like this, yeah? Make yourself very comfortable in your chair and in your beds or wherever your big bags, wherever you are sitting now. And breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Concentrate. You have to concentrate, all of you, okay? I can see some of them are not very concentrated. John, are you concentrated? Okay, good. And so once upon a time, it was a beautiful, a handsome, very smart, very courageous, very strong prince that lived. He was living with his family in a beautiful kingdom, in a beautiful castle, and he had everything he wanted. Of course, he was about to get the throne in a couple of years, but for now his father, the king, was just watching him to see how he's growing, you know, how his personality is developing, just watching from far. But he was very, very happy with him. And the prince had a lot of friends, and they used to play and fight with swords, you know, but in the evening he would love to go with all his friends, countesses and counts and princes and princesses and all the people that he loved to have around. They all went up in the tallest tower of his castle, and that was his favorite place because that was the wisdom room. Yes, of course, it was the library. And he loved to stay there with his friends and read them stories and novels and poetry, or just sing to them something. And he had all the books a young person needs, with excitement and history and knowledge and the physics and mathematics and the scary stories and mysteries and adventures and romance and everything. It was there. And one night, as he was just getting a book from the shelf, something fell down. Some paper or something? He opened it. It was a map of a hidden treasure. A hidden treasure? And the map was there all the time in his wisdom room. And he gathered all his friends and said, guys, do you want to try this? Do you want to go to fight it? It's a very far away land, but we can do it if you want to. I have the map, it's all there. Yes, 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 said all the princesses. We want to go, we want to go. Well, of course, that's going to be very easy for us. We are boys, we can do this. So, the next morning, they all embarked on the ship. and went towards the very far away island. And it was wonderful to see the sea. Oh, so much water, so much blue. The sky was amazing, and it was like the water was just dancing and embracing the sun and the sky. It was an amazing adventure for them the first days, because then they realized that it was just water in front, water in the back, water on the right, water on the other side. So things got a little bit scary, because there were a lot of storms. It was just from one part to another. Whoa! Whoa! Hold hands, no problem. Another storm went, and they were safe. But there was just water all over. Water in front, water in the back, water on the right, water on the other side. At one point, a princess, because they all had colored names, she said, Princess Red, I'm sorry, I have no water. Can somebody help me? I'm so thirsty. Yes, of course, said the Prince Brown. There you have my bottle. Sorry. Thank you very much. Oh, you're welcome. So, and they went along. But of course, it was just water around. Water in front, water in the back, water on the right, water on the other side. And then at one point, another prince, this time was a Prince Green, that said, my belly, I'm so hungry, I have nothing to eat. Oh, that's no problem, said Princess Pink. You can have my sandwich. Of course, usually princess have diets to follow, so she wasn't on a diet, so it was okay. There you go, you can have it. Thank you very much for helping me. No, thank you for helping me. That was so good. Thank you very much. Oh, you're welcome, don't worry. And they went along, but the ship was just floating and floating, and there was just water in front, water in the back, water on the right, water on the other side. Okay, and then storms came again. It was a very big storm, and thunders, boom, boom, boom. And the princess Black fell over, and bloom, 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 bloom. Help me! I'm bloom. But then, of course, Prince Orange said, "Don't worry, princess, I know how to swim," and he dived in. And then grabbed the princess and put her back on the ship. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh, don't worry, it's okay. So they went along, but there was just water. Water in front, water in the back, water on the right, water on the other side. And after so many days, after so many weeks of travel, Prince Blue was concerned and started to be very, he was hopeless. And he said, I'm sorry for trying this. I don't think we can go. We can see the island. It's too far. We will never find it. So, I'm sorry. I just want to go back home. But all the other friends said, Friends, we're together. It's not just you. We are all here together. Don't worry. We can do this together. Okay? Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's go. Good. So they're all back together with a lot of energy, but there was water in front, water in the back, water on the right, water on the land. Let's go! Fast, 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 fast. Swim, 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 swim. Fast, 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 fast. they were there. The island was finally at their feet. So he took the map. So we have to do 20 steps of an ant. So, and then 4 steps of an elephant. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2 steps of a crab. 1, 2, and then 3 times you have to say as a mouse. As a mouse. Kids, kids, kids. And 2 times as a sorry. As a cow. Moo, moo. And 1 time really scary. As a cat. They had a lot of fun with all of it, but oh, it worked. They were in front of a bush, and in the bush was hidden a very old chest. It was there, an old chest. That was the treasure. It was inside. They did it. They finally did it. It was just full of spiders, nets, and a lot of dust. They opened the chest. It was very old. It was empty. It was nothing in there. This is not possible. But they did it right. All the steps, all the map was going towards this, and this is empty. So where is the treasure? No gold, no silver, no diamonds, no brilliants, no money, no nothing. Inside, because it was so old, the water just went from the base and got inside, and they just looked. There was just spots of water. They could just see their reflection. That's it. So they looked inside, could see them, and then disappointed, they went back home. That was too much for them. So many dangers, and then for nothing. The next day, the Prince Blue went to his father and said, "Your Majesty, my father, I'm sorry. I tried to find this treasure and there was nothing there. I'm very disappointed." But the king said, "My son, you found the treasure." Where, father? Was nothing there? Really? I'm telling you, was nothing there. No, but you found it. Wow! Where is it then? Well, the friendship that you have, the wonderful relation that you have with your friends, that's the treasure. Really? Yes. The king said, well, when somebody was hungry, what happened on the ship? Well, somebody gave him food. Oh, you see? Somebody was thirsty. What happened? Well, somebody gave him water. When the princess was almost about to drown, what happened? Well, somebody saved her life. Well, you see? That's the real treasure. The friendship. The true friendship. So from that day on, Prince Blue realized that he was very rich. Not because of his high status and not because he had a lot of money, but because he had honesty and dignity, and he gathered around him wonderful, true friends to help him to have wonderful moments, but also in bad and very hard moments to be helped by them. So they lived happily ever after. Și mâncă legat pe așa și v-am spus povestea așa. Ui ha! This is my story. The Hidden Treasure, and it's a story that I've wrote while I was in an airport. Probably most of the storytellers know how it is when you travel around the world, and sometimes when you're by yourself in those stops in airports, which is a very special moment for me. I mean, I love those times because I have time to think, I have time for myself, and I have time to organize, and also it's a great moment of creativity and imagination for me, for example. And as I was in this airport in Warsaw, like I think 6 years ago or 7, I was going towards a festival in Warsaw at Mihael in Poland. He's a wonderful storyteller, and as I was waiting to be picked by somebody, I think, to go to the festival in Warsaw, I just was sitting in the airport, and I had this idea about how can I tell a story about friendship, and then I wrote it all there. And from that day on, I'm telling this story in many versions, and even I directed it for 6 times, I think, in a screenplay, and also in a scenery for a script for movies for children. So it has developed and changed in time. But this is the story, and this is my message. So in a way, as we are all storytellers, or a lot of us are storytellers, we are doing this like Prince Blue, like telling stories and picking a book and telling stories to friends, and the people that are listening to us, they start to be our friends, I think, like true friends, because we are sharing true messages and true wisdom about life, about people, about communication. So in a way, this is what John is doing. It's sort of the story that I told. It's like this is the hidden treasure, the World Storytelling Cafe. It's sort of a hidden treasure of wonderful friendship and stories between people all around the world. So thank you again, John, for inviting me the second time. And now I will tell you a story that I love from our tradition. This is called The Smart Daughter of the Poor Peasant. And it's collected actually by Peter Ispirescu, and you will enjoy it, I'm sure. So once upon a time, in a very beautiful land in the south of Romania, where barons and counts would own a lot of villages, there was this peasant. He was very humble. He had a very good heart, but so unlucky. He had many children and a lot of problems. And of course, one day, because the count in those times was also the judge of his lands, he realized that this poor peasant, he's very unlucky and he has no way to improve his life. And he said, well, listen, I'm sorry for you. I can see you are hardworking, but things are not going the right way for you. So you have a lot of children, you have a big family, so I will give you a piece of land so you can build your house there. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Your Highness. Thank you. So he started to build his house. But in order to build a house towards up, then first time you have to dig down, right? To do the foundation. And he did that part, but by the night he forgot to cover it. And next to him it was another peasant that was very rich. He had animals, he had lands, he was very rich. And one of his cows that night went along, and of course she could not see, and she just fell into the hole and died. The next morning the rich peasant said, "Oh, because of you, my family will starve because that was the best milk, the best cheese we had from that cow. Go with me now to the judge. You will have to be punished. You have to give me money." "I have no money, I'm sorry." No, sorry, no sorry. It's because of you, okay? So now my poor cow is dead." "I'm sorry, I don't have any money." "I don't care. Let's go to the judge." So they went in front of the count. And the count realized that the rich peasant had a lot of animals, a lot of cows too. And he realized also that the poor peasant was actually guilty, but he tried to help him somehow. And he said, "Okay, I will ask you 3 questions, okay? And you have 3 days to think about it, and then come back and tell me the answers. And when you have the right answer, that person is gonna win this trial, okay? This judgment will be in favor of him." Okay," said the rich peasant. "I have all the answer, no problem." Yeah, he was not very educated, but also the humble peasant was not educated either. It's just his pure heart that was asking to be very polite, but otherwise he knew nothing. Okay, so they listened to the 3 questions. "The first one," said the count, "is to tell me, what is the fattest thing in the world? Second, what is the fastest thing in the world? And third, what is the best thing in the world?" So they left. Oh, the peasant that was very rich was very, very calm. He had the answers, or he thought. But also, the humble peasant went back home and he was very, very upset. His daughter, the oldest daughter, who was about, 18 years old, and he had some school because she was reading. She was reading other books. She knew how to write. She went to school, and she said, "Father, maybe I can help you. Oh, just go back to your room. You know nothing. You're too young. Please, please. Anyway, you don't have any other version of this answer. So just let me help you." Okay. So he told her the 3 questions. And she said, "Well, give the count these 3 questions because I think he is a very good heart and very nice person. But you need to tell him this." And she said an answer for all the 3 questions. After the 3 days, the poor peasant and the rich peasant came back to the count. And he said, "Okay, let's start. So, what is the answer for this? What is the fattest thing in the world?" Of course, the rich peasant said, "Well, that is my pig. I have such a big fat pig. It's the fattest in the world. He has grease like this on him. Very, very big grease. He's really fat." The poor peasant said, "I think that the earth is the fattest thing because the earth gives us all the food we need and supports us, people and animals, and gives us cereals and vegetables and fruits and water and everything that we need. So I think the earth is the fattest." "You are right," said the count. "Okay, what is the fastest thing in the world?" "Well, I think the fastest is my horse. He's so fast that you just blink one time and bing, he's gone." The poor peasant said, "I think the thought is the fastest. You just think of one thing and then it's gone. And then another one comes and another one so fast." "Yes, you are right. You're too right. Something is not wrong there. Something is wrong, sorry. Something is wrong, very wrong there." But he went along and said, "Okay, the 3rd question. Please answer me this one. What is the best thing in the world?" "Of course, the best is your highness," said the rich peasant, "because you are the best, your majesty." The poor peasant said, I think God is the best, because He gives us everything, and He cares for us and loves us even when we are bad, and when we are fighting, and when we say bad words to each other. He's always loving us, even with our bad temper. And the Count said, you are right. Okay, this judgment is done. The poor peasant is free to go. Oh! And of course, upset, the rich peasant had to go back home. But the Count said, listen, you peasant, I think these answers did not came from your mind. Well, yeah, that's true, I'm sorry. It's my daughter. Oh, you have a daughter, he said. Yeah. She's seems very smart. I didn't know this until now. Oh, but of course, like in all nice romance story, this Count was a bachelor, and he was into getting married, of course. So he said, may I see your daughter tomorrow? Yes, of course, Your Highness. I will tell her to come. Oh, wait. I want her to come not dressed, but not undressed. I want her to come not on foot, but not riding either. I want her to come not on the road, but not outside the road. So go, tell her this, and she will have to come tomorrow, like that. The peasant was just concerned of remembering all these expressions that he had to tell them to his daughter, but the daughter was so calm and said, he's smart, I like him. So the next day, the Count was waiting to see, and as he was watching at the window, he saw something really strange coming on the road towards the castle, because it was a human being, that was sure, but the human being was wrapped around into a net, a fishing net, and she was not dressed but not undressed, because she was full of it all around. She was on a very small horse, like a pony, and because of the weight, sometimes she was just putting her foot down and just walking, and then was on the horse, but also because all of it, sometimes they were on the road, sometimes outside the road, and she did it all. Of course, when the Count saw her, so beautiful and so smart, like, of course, Romanian girls are, you can imagine, he had to marry her. And of course, it was love at first sight. They were very happy together. But the Count said, listen, you have everything. All that I possess, it's yours. But just one thing do not do. Don't judge. That's mine to do, okay? Okay, said the new Countess. I want to be the best wife because I love you, and I will obey to you. That was a long time ago. Romanian girls don't do that now. No, I'm joking. They are. If a woman wants to have a wonderful marriage and have a lot of good connection with her husband, she will do that too. But one day, as the Count was outside, she had to do something because two peasants came around and said, "Ma'am, sorry, where's the master?" He's out, I'm sorry, I cannot help you." "Please, ma'am, please, we need to be judged. Please give us some judgment because we cannot go further. Otherwise, we will start to fight and kill each other." "Yeah, I'm gonna beat him up." "No, I'm gonna beat you." "No, I will. No, I will. No, I will. No, I will." Anyway, they were starting to fight. "No, please, don't fight. I'm sorry, I cannot help you. I can't judge instead of in my husband's place. But what happened?" "Well, see, I have a cow. Yeah, and I have a carriage. So, my cow was tied to his carriage. But as we were going over towards the market, yeah, we were together. My carriage,
his cow. Yeah. So as we were going to the market, my calf gave birth to a cow, a baby, a little baby. No, that's the problem, said another one. The other one. My carriage gave birth to the baby cow. No, my cow. No, my carriage. My cow. My carriage. My cow. My carriage. My cow. My carriage.
Oh, I'm sorry, stop, please. I cannot help you. Oh, she wanted to say something to Judge that was so on her tongue, but she cannot say anything. So she said, sorry, I'm sorry. My husband is gone, if you understand this. He went because he was organizing a running competition with frogs that he's talking to them now.
Okay. Okay.
So they left. But as they were heading towards the door, he said, the first one said,
Listen, how can the master talk to frogs since when the frogs talk Romanian?
sorry, this peasants also, as you can see now, they speak in English, but they are bilingual. But anyway, usually they speak only Romanian. Anyway.
So, yeah, you're right. That's weird. And also, frogs going to a running competition? That's weird too.
So they went back to the counter and said,
Mom, sorry. I was just wondering, how can frogs talk? And how can frogs go to a running competition?
well, the countess said, I'm not sure, I don't know actually if they can talk or run, but I'm sure that a carriage cannot give birth to a baby cow.
Yeah, you're right. You got us. Yeah. Let's be friends again.
Yay! Okay, so the fight was gone and they are all friends again. Of course, when they go back to their houses, they spread the word all around. The countess is judging. She is really smart. Go to the countess. She will help you. She will help you. This word came to the ears of the count. He came back home furious. How can you do this? How could you do this? I asked you just one thing, not to judge instead of me. What are you doing? I'm sorry. No, nothing. No sorry. Just get whatever you like from this house and just go. Go back to your house with your father. The countess was very sorry. She tried to not judge, but you could see those peasants were about to kill themselves. She had, anyway, she said, okay, I will go, my love, but don't call me, my love, please just take whatever you want to and just go. I don't want to see you anymore. And she said, can I just ask you one favor? What? Can we just throw a party? What? The last party, okay? With our friends. And then I will go. Just take whatever I want to and I will go back to my father's house. Okay, said the count. Okay. So they had a wonderful party in the evening. All their friends were there, and the countess, she was always next to the count, and she would pour him some wine and said, please, for the last time, let's drink together. Okay. Cling, cling. But the count drank all the wine, and the countess, just a little sip, that's it. And then another one, glass of wine she poured, and he drank it all, and she just a little bit, and then another one, and she a little bit. Of course, the count started to be very, very happy, very loose. So they started to dance and laugh. He was very, very happy and sleep. The next morning, he woke up and my head is where am I? what is this traditional Romanian carpet? Where am I now? And oh, and in the same room was his wife, beautiful, waiting to serve him breakfast. What's going on? Where are we? Well, my love, good morning. Well, you said after the party to take whatever I love from the house and go. And what I love from the house is you. So he realized he had a too smart wife. So they had to do everything together, even to judge together. And they lived happily ever after, singing like this. Bage pălărie nouă, șai-di-da-di-da-di-da. Tu mi-ai rupt inima-n două, șai-di-da-di-da-di-da. Tu mi-ai rupt-o, tu mi-o cosă, cu fir roșu de mătasă, șai-di-da, dai-di-da-di-dam, șai-di-da-di-da-di-dam. Bage om de omenie, șai-di-da-di-da-di-dam. Dar sărutul nu-l prea știe, șai-di-da-di-da-di-dam. Eu sărut, el nu mai pot, dar el prostul uită tot, șai-di-dam, dai-di-da-di-dam, șai-di-da-di-da-di-dam. Eu sărut, el nu mai pot, dar el prostul uită tot, șai-di-dam, dai-di-da-di-dam, șai-di-da-di-da-di-dam. Și-am mâncările cad pe oșa și v-am spus povestea așa, ui-ha! Thank you very much for being with me this evening. I hope you have enjoyed my stories. I'm sorry if any of these words translated into English were not the right ones, but I will send you all my energy and love to these stories, and I hope it has arrived to you. So have a wonderful evening and see you next time. Bye. Thank you, John.
Did you enjoy that storyteller? Of course you did. And if you enjoyed it, like the minstrels of old, we're passing round the hat. And if you have some, whether it's paper or coin, our storytellers would appreciate what you put in. Every penny you put in goes directly to that storyteller through paper. All you have to do is go to worldstorytellingcafe.com. Click on today's stories or click on that storyteller and there'll be a hat below the story. And you can just drop a little in that hat. Well, thank you for listening. And if you can afford it, we'd appreciate it.